about it.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that was what that was.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't me just clearing my throat. I didn't blame you on that. Marina is actually, of the main 4 players, she is the only one who is still alive. Obviously, JFK and Jackie and Lee Harvey Oswald are no longer here. So it was incredibly challenging to think that this woman who sort of lived in or fell into an infamous life was going to possibly be watching the movie and judging, my performance of her life. She's sort of like, a living legacy. So I really wanted to make sure to honor that and, to have her know that I am of Russian descent. So at least, that's a little credit. Like, they didn't just get a random, American actress and put her into the role.
And now, there's no way that you could have had contact with her or anything like that for this character.
No, not really. I mean, I'm sure, where there's a will, there's a way, and whereas on my end there arguably was a will, I know that, in the years she testified in the Warren Commission that her husband was guilty, and then immediately when she was done with that for this, course of 50 years, she basically said, my husband was innocent and he's a patsy. And just recently, Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding ring went up for auction for the first time in 40-something years. It was discovered in the office, in the drawer of a lawyer that was helping Marina, and she wrote a 5-page letter, and they didn't release the letter, but a statement that was released, just one little part of it was that this is a part of my life that it's not in my everyday. I don't want to focus on this anymore. Everyone has to move on. So whereas I would have loved to meet her, I didn't want to disrespect her in any way, and I always thought that if she would like to meet me, that would have to be something of her request, or perhaps her daughters, because she's in her 70s, her daughters are in their 50s, and I believe she has grandchildren and so on and so forth.
So in the film, we see the relationship between Marina and Lee from meeting and falling in love, and also seeing their struggles. We have a scene from the film that I want to roll this clip, and we can talk about it a little bit afterwards.
Okay.
Let's roll that clip.
Где мои пистолеты?
Перестань.
I'll get a job.
Wow! And that's something
the
that
rest of the interview in Russian. Would that be okay?
Can we do that?
No.
I think that would be a hilarious 20-minute interview.
All right.
Yeah.
Like, you would have absolutely no idea what I'm saying back to you, and it'd be good.
So how did you prepare for that role?
Когда я была маленькая, я говорила по-русски.
Absolutely.
И моя мама родился in Russia.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, you dated her too? That's so crazy.
Yeah. She was nuts.
Yeah, and so was he.
So were people surprised that you speak Russian so fluently when you got to the set?
Yes, well, yes, very much so. My mom is actually born in Russia, and I grew up speaking Russian fluently, except I have a better understanding of it than I do speaking it. Speaking it is very, very difficult. There are several different conjugations of the language. There's the masculine, feminine, and the formal and informal. And I just sort of knew grade school conversational Russian. I never knew things like, I have to protect my babies from my husband and
Michelle Trachtenberg, the actress best known for her roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl, she has died at the age of 39. Very devastating news. Trachtenberg was found dead on Wednesday in her New York City apartment near Columbus Circle just after 8 a.m. local time by her mother, who actually told police sources. The sources told reporters that the actress actually recently underwent through a liver transplant and may have been experiencing complications. From her last Instagram posts, there was a photo where she posted, and so many people commented saying that she had issues with her eyes, they were yellow. But of course, now with the liver transplant, it shows she struggled with liver issues, and of course that the yellow eyes were a sign of having issues with her liver. Trachtenberg is believed to have died of natural causes, and no foul play is suspected. An autopsy will be conducted by the medical examiner's office to determine the cause of death and the manner of death. Michelle was a New York City native and of course made her acting debut as a child star with roles in Nickelodeon projects including the television series The Adventure of Pete and Pete and a film Harriet the Spy. Her big break came when she was a cast on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Dawn, the younger sister of Sarah Michelle Gellar's titular, a character from 2000 to 2003. The role earned her a Teen Choice Award nomination for her Choice TV sidekick. She recently remains on her days co-starring with Gilla, and of course just last month she shared a photo of them together captioning it "Slay all day, always loved this twinning photo of us." It's really very devastating to lose such a very young lady, and of course we are sending our deepest condolences to the friends, family, the fans, and everyone who actually loved Michelle. Rest in power, Queen.